Hey guys, what's going on? Reaper here again, and today I'm going to be bringing you another kind of a Call of Duty video. And in this video I'm basically going to be showing you guys some gameplay of me getting a double MOAB on the Arcaden with AK-47. I'm not talking about the class setup too much because that's just a waste of time, but I'm actually going to be giving you guys a couple tips because although Black Ops 2 is coming out, I know a lot of people are still playing Modern Warfare 3 and they're still trying to get MOABs, you know, trying to get good videos to post up on YouTube and get noticed. So hopefully this video is helpful to you guys in some way. Alright, so as you can see, I'm actually running around the map. Most people, when I see them getting MOABs, I actually see them just staying in one spot and actually just spamming the shit out of the trigger button and just, you know, shooting down a hallway or into a doorway. And like a couple times that will help you out. It will, you know, be a good effective method because you'll actually be holding back the enemy in their spawn, and in some cases they'll actually like just keep spawning there and keep, you know, running out, and you'll get your MOAB in no time. But I'm going to tell you right now why that's actually a bad idea. For one, if you're trying to get a MOAB, and you know, usually you do get MOABs when you go up against you know, a not so good team that they're not organized, they're not communicating or anything like that. But if you do go up against a good team and you're trying to get a MOAB with them, most likely you won't, because if they're actually communicating and they're actually good, they're organized, so you will have to think a little harder and actually be a little bit more strategic on how you're gonna get your MOAB. So as you're seeing right here, like through the gameplay, guys, I'm actually moving around, and that's something I would recommend. Don't like run into the enemy spawn if you're by yourself, because most of the time you will get taken out, especially if you have something like the ACR and the MP7, unless you drop shot, but most of the time you will be taken out quickly. So that's another thing I like to say, guys. If you guys are trying to go for a MOAB, run around the map. Stay in an area that you're comfortable in. Stay in an area where you're actually know that your teammates are, so you won't be like flanked or anything like that. And that's another reason why I'm actually telling you guys not to camp and stay in one spot, because the enemy team will find out or eventually notice that you're there because you're killing them over and over, and they'll actually go around, and you'll expect them to come out like a certain hallway, and they'll just come up from behind you, knife you, teabag you, and then they'll just basically ruin your MOAB streak. So a good thing, or a good setup I would actually tell you guys to use is specialist. I know a lot of people use you know, assault and support, but I actually find specialist very more effective because you could use your favorite gun, a gun you're very comfortable with and you're really good with, and you could just be a beast basically. And specialist will give you like all the perks, and you guys are familiar with specialist. It just gives you everything, scavenge pro, all the perks you need, so you'll win all of your gunfights most of the time, unless you go up with some guy with a shotgun who has steady aim and is lucky enough to shoot you. But for the most part, you will be very hard to kill through the perspective of the enemy team. So another thing I would like to tell you guys is keep your distance. As you saw not too long ago, there was a guy with Dead Man's Hand. Now Dead Man's Hand will always end your streak, your MOAB streak, if you tend to run into an enemy player who has Dead Man's Hand and you kill him and he's like right on the floor in front of you. He will kill you, and that will inevitably end your MOAB streak, which will piss you off and most of the time will make you rage quit. Now that's another thing, like I said before, guys, try to keep your distance from the enemy team. As you see here, like I said before, I'm actually running around and I'm actually making a couple mistakes. Although I did see a guy with Dead Man's Hand, I'm still running toward the enemy and just going like confronting them head to head, which is actually turned out pretty good for me. But I actually got lucky enough that I didn't run into a guy with Dead Man's Hand, and he would have ended my streak. So I do get 2 MOABs on this game, guys, and hopefully you guys are enjoying the video. So a couple more tips I'd like to tell you guys, and as you're seeing right now, I actually got my first MOAB, and luckily enough I got it before I was actually killed by some guy with I believe a grenade launcher, some launcher of some sort, and actually get the MOAB. I called it in. So yeah. And as you see, guys, there's a bunch of guys who have tactical insertions, and you may or may not encounter people with tactical insertions in a match that you're in. And tactical insertions are actually very annoying because they could just, if they have quick draw, they could like use it so fast and they'll keep spawning on your position. And sorry guys if you know the video cut out a little bit. I just basically try to trim the video a little bit, trying to cut out the boring parts and try to just getting to like the basic parts that you guys need to see. So this is actually where I begin the streak for my second MOAB, and it goes pretty good. So you know, I'm just getting my specialist perks, my specialist kill streaks, all that kind of stuff. And like I said before, guys, as you saw right there, I actually had it's another good reason why you guys should run specialist, because you get all the perks. And if you have blast shield as one of your perks, and if you don't and you're just running assault or support, like you guys saw, the Deadman 10 didn't kill me because I had blast shield, so that's a really good thing. That's why most people actually use specialist, because you rank up really quick, you get so much XP, and on top of that you get so many perks that actually make you unstoppable most of the time. So yeah guys, and like just keep moving around like I'm moving around right here. Never stay in one spot, because as you see, these guys are just spawning everywhere, and if I, like for example, if you stayed in this spot, they might have overwhelmed me, but I actually moved out of the way, and they like looked through the corner and they didn't see me, so they kept moving, and I just popped out and shot them. So like something else you guys need to notice right here is, as you're seeing, like if you see some sort of stealth bomber or some airstrike, get in a room. Just get in a room as quick as you can. Try to go under stairs or something like that, but just get under something, because that sometimes the airstrike or stealth bomber will not kill you, but if it does, it will ruin your your streak, and it will just inevitably fuck you over. So yeah, and as you're seeing guys, like I pointed out earlier, these guys are just spawning everywhere. You just need to stay on the move. And if I stayed here, I probably would have been killed not too long ago. And I'm actually playing demolition, so the round's gonna end right here. But luckily, I actually start the next round, and we actually win this round, so we're doing pretty good. Anyways guys, back to like what I said before about using a weapon you're comfortable with. I'm actually using the AK-47 because it was buffed not too long ago, and it basically reduced the kick on it, so you can actually kill people at a distance without having the kick proficiency, which was actually something that was mandatory before. Now here I actually got a little bit nervous, I got a little bit scared, because the new round started and they were just spawning right in front of me. And that's why I use the motion sensor, not just to cam, but just to keep it in one area where I know they're going to be running, and it'll just give me a heads up when they're coming through that direction. And I'm actually doing basically what I did before in the previous round. I'm actually moving around, I'm actually looking at my radar, and if you guys have a good team, if you guys have a good communicating team, just tell them to call the enemy team out. And here I get my second MOAB with the hardline, and yeah. So this video is actually pretty good. This gameplay was pretty good, and again with the Deadman's Hand, that's why you should always use specialist, because you get all the perks. And like I've said this a dozen times already, guys, you just get so many perks, and it makes you unstoppable. It makes you harder to kill for the enemy team, and it will basically make your day easier, and you'll get more MOABs easily. So yeah guys, and the video is gonna end very very quick. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, and I'm actually gonna get the final kill cam here. But I'm, like I said before guys, a couple tips for the getting MOABs is just use a weapon you're comfortable with. Don't stay in one spot, because they will flank you and they will end your MOAB streak. Use specialist, because it helps you out a lot, and just stay on the move guys, basically. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, be sure to hit that like button, as helps me out a lot, and I hope you guys have a great day. Peace out.